Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's talk about how to double your conversion rate. Let's jump right into this video. No fluff. Why listen to me? I've done over $1 million in the past 8 months with Shopify dropshipping, specifically with Shopify landing pages. And I've been in the game for over 7 years now, going on 8 years in October, I believe. So I've spent a lot of time on Shopify building landing pages, and I've seen a bunch of different conversion rates. And I've worked with a dozen students and clients all on Shopify. So everything I talk about today is specifically for Shopify. So let's talk about what we're going to go over. We'll be talking about understanding your target market, copywriting, Shopify themes and landing pages, split testing, a perfect example of landing pages, and common mistakes that I see with all beginner dropshippers. All right, let's jump into it. Again, if you guys like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. I spend a lot of time making these slide decks and going over content. So yeah, appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about understanding your target market. So don't be arrogant. You don't know your target market. And the truth is, the competitor of yours in your niche who knows their target market better than you is going to have better results than you simply because they know who they're selling to. So do the time, put the time in, understand your target market, understand the languages they use, the desires, and obviously the demographic that you're selling to. Because at the end of the day, you're making your store as however old you guys are, and you might be selling to someone way older than you, different gender than you. You just don't understand their minds unless you do market research and start to understand your target market. That's like the very first thing that you have to understand to increase your conversion rate, because you need to understand who you're selling to get them to actually make a purchase on your website. All right, so once you understand your target market, you can start to build your copy, right? Build your headlines, your sub-headlines that are on your landing page specifically, but also on your website, also on your ads, your ad primary text and headlines, right? And the actual visuals you use. Like, copywriting plays a big role in everything. The most important thing to understand about copywriting, I hate the word copywriting because you're not actually writing copy. Don't write copy. Don't set out to write and come up with a crazy headline. All the desires and words that your customers use are already out there, right? You find them through market research. All you're doing is taking what you learn, all these desires, and you're constructing a headline and a subheading. Literally, the words might already be there. You just need to reorder them and make a compelling headline. If you go out there with the mindset that you need to write your own copy, like 100% original, you're doomed to fail. Because the research, the desires are already out there. You just need to construct them together. So that was a big thing that I had to learn from writing really bad copy to start writing good copy that actually converts. And the time of doing market research and writing things on note cards right there and coming up with copy and headline, it's a creative process and it takes time. You can't rush like art in a sense, all right? It's creative, and sometimes you're not creative that hour or that day. Sometimes I need to come back to things with a fresh mindset the next day or after I go on a walk or something, and then I sit down and write my copy. Like, I'll do a lot of market research, and then I'll pause and take a break, and then come back and try to write headlines and subheadings. I don't try to rush the process at all, and I think a lot of people rush the process by using ChatGPT, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and kind of just whip up things super quickly. And there's pros to cons in that, But for copywriting, good copy takes time. So yeah, ChatGPT works, but it sounds a bit like a robot. Who would have thought? So I mean, ChatGPT is obviously very, very powerful, and you guys should be utilizing it. But if you're gonna copy and paste ChatGPT, it's not gonna sound that well. It's just not. And it's probably not gonna convert as good as if you were to take a piece of ChatGPT and edit it and put your own twist on it. So use it with a grain of salt. That's what I'll say. And at the end of the day, like after you do all your market research, look at your competitors, right? You want to see what's already working in the market. You want to take some here, take some there, and learn from your competition. I realize I just spelled this wrong. Completion. Look at your completion. Look at completion. Look at competition. My bad. Okay. Moving on to Shopify themes and landing pages. So free themes do work, and I've scaled over 300K months on our free theme, specifically using Refresh as of late. Sense also works as well, but I've been rocking with Refresh theme. And then as far as paid themes, I like Multi. Multi is a good paid theme. I like Prestige as well. And you start to notice the difference between free and paid. It comes down to like the actual customization you can do within the theme. Obviously, the buttons look different. You have a little bit more control on the buttons. It's like little things that you don't really notice until you start messing around with the theme and playing around with them. So I recommend getting a paid theme like on your store, and don't even pay for it. Just add it to your store, but don't publish it, and then mess around with them. Mess around with a bunch of them, and then once you find one that you like, then publish it and pay for it. But yeah, it's also just good practice to start building landing pages, trying to improve on what's already working. So there's two ways to make product descriptions. You can either in Shopify go to your products and write out your product description there. And that's kind of the quick and easy way to do it. And that's how I usually make product descriptions. Now, when I have something that's working with that, I will then make a better landing page. And to do that, you need to actually make the templates within the theme. So you go within your Shopify theme and click the top and click products, and then click default product, and you can create a new template. This is where you can spend a lot longer time building out custom like image with text overlay, carousels, right? All these different customization things that you get more with a paid theme, but the free themes have them as well. And that's how you get your really, really good landing pages. Now, it's up to you. Do you want to spend more time building a higher quality landing page, or would you rather just bust out a bunch of quick landing pages doing it the original way with the product description? So it's kind of quality over quantity until you get really good at making them relatively quickly within the theme, which I pretty much now, I kind of just make them all within the theme just because I'm really, really quick at it. But it doesn't mean that the other way doesn't work. It certainly does. And as long as you can make it look good, and we'll go over examples in a few slides. But they both work. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So split testing, super, super fun. I actually like split testing all the time. I think it's a fun part of the job. So I try to have you guys keep an open mind about stuff, whether it comes to product research or media buying. There's not only one way, but when I say there's only one way to actually split test, I think this is the best way to actually split test and know if the variable you're changing is actually worth it. Now, how do you do this? I use the app, where is it? I use the app ABC Convert. And what this does is instead of making new campaigns and split testing things, you actually have the same campaign and you redirect the traffic. So I'll set a 50-50 split from one URL to the other, and 50% of my traffic from this campaign will go to this website, and 50% will go to the next website. Or not next website, next URL, same website, different URL. And I'll let that run for 3 to 5 days. Now, the reason this is better than split testing with like 2 campaigns or something is the audience of that campaign might be different than your control group audience. So you actually don't know if it's the campaign, right? Or if it's the actual variable you're testing. So if you keep the variable the same of the same campaign and just split test that traffic, like redirect the traffic, that's actually it's a true split test. And you need to let it run for 3 to 5 days. And yeah, I would test 1 new variable a week, 1 new landing page a week, or 1 new price a week, or 1 new offer a week, right? And ABC Converge is a bit expensive, but it's so user-friendly. They have a great customer support team. They'll email you. They run hypothesis tests, so if any of you guys took stats in high school or college, you guys know what I'm talking about. It'll give you a p-value of your test, like a significantly, what's the word they use? Like significantly confident in the test, so it's like all statistics, and it's great. It's the best app that I've found for split testing. And split testing is very important because you can always optimize. Like once you increase your conversion rate, don't stop there. Split test until you keep increasing your conversion rate. It just makes sense. All right, so this is probably what you guys are waiting for, and maybe some of you guys even just skipped here and just ditched all of my teachings and all of my slides, but let's go over some perfect examples. So Nori.co is really good. It's like a flat ironing product, DTC brand, super clean landing page, both on their product page and just their home page. LV.com is like a women's like breast pump thing. Super expensive product, great landing pages all around. Highly recommend checking out both of these, and do these on your phone. If you're going to go on the laptop or desktop, just right click and inspect, but you guys need to be optimizing for mobile. So I would just go on your phone and look at these. And roseskin.co, or sorry, I hate their name, roseskinco.com, roseskincompany.com. They have a great landing page as well. Very, very good stuff. And you can make these very, very closely in Shopify, especially with the paid themes. You can get relatively close to their style and their look. And yeah, just pick one and replicate it as best as you can. It's easy to get, I guess, overwhelmed with a bunch of different stores with a bunch of different landing pages. Just pick one you like and test it. Simple as that. Do a split test, or just screw it and don't split test. Just make the change. That's fine too. But yeah. So let's talk about some common mistakes that I see beginners make, and maybe you're making the same mistakes. So yeah, using all ChatGPT, we already talked about this. ChatGPT is good. Utilize it, but make your own changes. Don't just copy and paste. It's going to sound weird. Okay. Boring, not engaging. Your copy just isn't hitting emotions. It sounds like a robot. It sounds like ChatGPT. It's not getting people to funnel down the page. If there's one thing to take away about copywriting, it's the goal of your headline. A goal of any headline is to get you to read the next headline. Now, how do you do that? It needs to be engaging. So your headline needs to be engaging, and so does your subheading, and then your next headline, then your next paragraph. It all needs to be engaging. And then I see so many stores with just low quality images, just blurry images, just ripped straight from AliExpress. Like, get creative, use Canva, edit your own images, make it look a little bit more engaging and higher quality. And then so many people talk about the app Vitals. It has I guess it's like an all-in-one app that has countdown timer, scarcity tactics, all this stuff. You don't need any of that. You need a simple sales process, a simple landing page. Again, just go look at these examples. I guarantee none of these stores have Vitals. They're not using any of that crap. If you're going to use, quantity breaks, quantity breaks are great, but you don't need Vitals for it. Use something like Kaching or Shopicado. You don't need any of those scarcity tactics, countdown timers, sticky add to carts, sticky buy now buttons, pop-ups, none of that shit. So stay away from vitals, to be honest. All right, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Let me talk about Viral Ecom University real quick. If you guys want me to review everything with you, go over your ads, go over your store, go over your media buying, this is exactly what we do in Viral Ecom University. Every single week, we have weekly calls. You also get one-on-one calls with me, and then you also get access to my Skype 24/7 to ask me anything. All part of it, and you get access to all my SOPs and all my connections from suppliers to VAs to so many Google Sheets and Excel sheets, everything. So check it out, link down below. But guys, I hope you guys like this video, 15-minute video. My last video was like 21 minutes, and I put a lot of time into it, and it just flopped. So that was a really good video. If you guys want it, go check that one out. All right, peace.